Today on the Asylum, we have a juicy little offering from Scaleauto. We're building the Alfa Romeo C12. G'day everyone and welcome back to the Asylum. I'm Dave and you're tuning in to Dave's Slot Car Asylum. Right, just let's get on with some business here. Got a couple of new white kit builds in the mail yesterday, so I'm pretty keen to get cracking on. We got one of the, which one we got here? We got the Alpha, I think 1937, yep, 12C, the car. The other one is a decompressor and it's an auto union. What I'm thinking about is doing this one maybe in silver. You've got to go traditional, haven't you? So I think I'll do that. But I think I'll probably start with this one first, I think. Whether you can see that there with the light on it. But I think I'll go with this one, and I think we'll go with the classic red. So what I've got to do is try to colour match something along the lines of an Alpha red, if that's possible. So what we'll do now is we'll just open the box and we'll have a bit of a look inside and see what we've got there. Okay. Take this off, bear with me. It's drilling. Ooh, we got one tyre. We got a tyre. More tyres. So we'll just put those over there. And what else we got? We have, oh gee, packed in. Oh, okay. So we have what looks to be some brake drum linings there. No, I think probably old school disc brakes, not the disc brakes, drum brakes. Comes with a grill, little man, little bits and pieces in there. All right, let's get this out of the box. Okay. What else have we got hidden back in here? So, here we go. We got some decals, so that'll come in handy later on. Got choose a number. And we got wrecking the junk here. Okay, we've got the interior here. Yep, interior. There we go. That's a lot. It's really not much to do, really. Yep. So we got the car, and this thing looks so good. Oh, an aluminium chassis. Yeah. So Scaleauto, very nice kit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the screws out and we're going to get started on the body. Just looking at the body there, this print is very nice, but I can see some grooving in it, and I think I'll just go and take to it with some wet and dry and take that out. Yeah, we don't want that in the end result. So we'll do that and we'll start there and do some sanding. Okay. Right, now we've taken the body off. There's only just 2 screws to take off, and then we can take the body. It comes off pretty easy. Little chassis. Oh, it's a cracking little chassis too. It's spring loaded and adjustable. Yeah, so that looks like a nice bit of kit. That I really like that. All right, so what we're going to do now is, like I said, we might put this to one side, and I'm just going to get my wet and dry plastic container, the microclip from it, and then we're going to start looking at some of the getting rid of some of those marks in the body here. It's a pretty good stamp, or pretty good casting of the body. It's just that I don't know whether you can see these, but I'm just going to take those out. I'm going to start with what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with. I'll try to find some sandpaper. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to start with some 800 grit. I think that will just bring that down. So, okay, I'm going to start sanding that. I'm going to use water on that there. I'm just going to, there you go. I'm trying to get you to have a bit of a look. I'll just zoom in this, see if we can get a bit closer here for you. Yeah, I'm just going to start just lightly sanding all this back, trying to get right into the body, and we're just going to circular motion and knock those little ridges down. Right. Well, I don't think you're going to want to see me sanding for the next hour, or next half hour. So what I might do is I'll kick on and we'll get the body prepped. Okay. Okay. So we've finished the prep work, the sanding. Got to say, Scaleauto has done a pretty good job with the castings on this. It only took about 15 minutes to clean up, and it's looking sensational. So happy with that, and we'll start to now think about putting some prep on this. I'm probably going to go with obviously red on this. So I've done a bit of an experiment and just working out what sort of colour base I'm going to put on it, whether I'm going to put a dark colour base or a lighter colour base or a white surfacer. So I've done a bit of a test spray here, and I don't know whether you can see it. Just that's over a black base with that SMS premium red, and you can see how that darkens that right down in the prep there. So this one is straight over the white cup base, and you can see really the two, how dark one gets. So I've got to make a decision on which way I'm going to go with this. I'm thinking I might go with this one. Just give it a bit more depth. So I think we'll go with this, but what I'll do now is get some, I'll get a lighter surface on this thing here, and then what we'll do is we'll move in and we'll put some silver paint or aluminium paint inside of here for the cockpit, for the dash. I don't know whether you can see that too well, but it's actually got quite a nice little dash in there. Hey, can we get that on the camera? No, we can't. But anyway, we'll paint all that silver in there. The interior will also need to be painted and cut out and then fitted to the interior there. So I want to do the interior in silver. So that'll be a nice contrast with the red, I think. All right, so we might slip on over to the spray booth and start putting some primer on this thing. Righto, well, we're into the spray booth. One thing I didn't do, which I really do need to do, is take a very sharp knife, and then I'm actually going to clean all the crap out of the seams. So I want good definition on my paint. So I'm going to just run a knife through all this to just try to clean it up a bit. Now, if you're doing this, just be careful that if you keep running it along, eventually you will cut into it. So just be careful. Just go light. I'm just wanting to clarify those lines a little bit. I think that's to where I want them. So I just want those to stand out a bit. There we go. Yep. And one more just in here. When the sanding, when you've done the sanding on it, it tends to fill these little lines up. So there we go. Then a little bit of a brush. Now, I had to put some chuck wipes in here. I've got some, put some aluminium foil down. It was just too bright, so I've just had to do this. A la Mods in Australia. If you haven't seen Mods modelling show, get over to his channel, mate. He's an Aussie and he does some amazing work, and I think he certainly preps his booth way better than me, but he uses a bit of chucks cloth, and it comes in very handy, just even to lower that reflective light there. But all right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to get it on the stand, and yeah, get some paint on it. Righto, here we go. So I've got the air set at 17 psi. I've got the primer in there, and I've mixed it as a 70-30. Now SMS is probably good enough to spray straight out of the container, but what I'm going to do, I want just a nice thin coat. I want to keep that definition between those panels there, so I don't want to fill that. So what I'll do is I'll just do a little test on here, see if we got the right colour. Yep, that will do us. Okay, I'm just going to start with the bottom. We get a bit noisy. Just come around underneath it. Okay, we're going to come down the body, just nice and light. So there we have it. All primed in. Now we're just going to go with the silver on the inside of the cockpit to give that contrast. Now, before going into the final coat, I actually did use wet and dry at 1200 grade to go over the whole body, just to take any blemishes or crap out of it. Hey, so managed to get the aluminium on in the cockpit area there. So yep. Now I'll just get some tape that up, and then we'll start on the red. There we go. So it's on with the red SMS paint. So we're going to final coat on here. A little bit of a brush off. And we'll start putting the seal coat on here. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to start on the sills, and then we'll work our way over the body. Alrighty, well, we've put the red on, and now we're going to go into clear. It's got my little test buddy over here. So we've finalised the red. That's the colour that I want, the deepness that I want. So we're just going to go for the premium clear by SMS now. I'm going to water that down to about 70-30, so 30% thinners and 70% clear. And we'll blow a few more coats on the body here. Start to clear at the bottom, like we do everything else. Okay, we're going to go into the final wet coat now. Finish the body up, and yeah, it's starting to look good. So we'll do that now. We'll get with the wet coat. Run a bit of a test. Yep, that's what I want. Compressor fill up there. Okay, here we go. Start at the bottom again. Okay, we'll do the refill and we'll finish it up. Final wet coat there, and so that's all done. And yeah, be happy with that. It's come up all right. Good coverage, plenty of clear on there, and it's not looking too bad, I don't think. So now we're just got to let Mother Nature take its course, and we'll let this dry off. And then start to do some of the other bits and pieces. Steering wheel's on. We'll spray up the spray and paint the little driver. Yeah, it should look good. Well, there you go. Onto the decals. So I'm going to put the decals on now. I probably should have done it a little earlier and got a little bit more clear over it before I did the final clear, but we'll stick it on now. I'm going to give it a bit of a hit up with the anti-static brush just to get rid of any of the dust or anything. We don't want that underneath the. We don't want that under the decal, especially when you're buffing it back. It will end up taking too much off. All right. So we've given that a dust up. Now we'll try for the decals. Still need to move now. Oh, yeah. Grab a. Okay, so we're coming to a close now on the project. One of the last jobs I've got to do is to make sure that these brake drums are actually cleaned up so that they can actually be attached to the wheel. If that doesn't happen, there's little tabs there that were left over from the sprue. which do need to be filed down flat as you can so that you can get access. I've done this one before, so you can get access to the grub screw. It's not the best design in the world, but anyway, it's what it is. And yeah, so we need to make sure that we can still get access to the grub screw down in here. So that one is getting close to it. So you can see how tight it is. Just took that out. So I'm going to start sanding all these down and remove that little bit of plastic. All right. So we'll just keep making away at it here until that's done. And then I'll show you the final fit. Righto, welcome back. Now that everything's been sanded off and those nibs have been removed, I'm going to attach it back, the brake hub to the inside of the wheel there. At some stage, what I might do is need to get or remove this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to use a bit of canopy glue instead of something a lot hard and fast. So I might actually just use a little bit of canopy glue there so I can just dab a bit on. And if I want to remove it at some stage, I can. Let's see what we got here. So these are the two back wheels. Front wheels, of course, don't have any grub screws. So okay, so I'm going to orientate that with the air intake forwards, and I'm going to line up the grub screw, and then we're just going to walk away and let that set for a while. Okay, so maybe with that we'll do the other one. Yeah, we'll find the grub suit. Yep, there it is there. Intake on that side, and then we'll pop that on there. Just give that a bit of a turn. Okay, so there we go. Yep, we should be able to get hold of the grub screw from there. So I'll let that dry up and bond, and then we'll put them on the car. Okay. And here we go. We have the end results. Now, I got to say, this has been a very enjoyable kit. Not much to do, but yeah, it comes together pretty quickly. But it's a good kit. Little bit of sanding work on the body to get it down, but nothing more than 15-20 minutes work. So it's come up quite nice, and I've really enjoyed this one. So there you go. It's nice deep red, and yep, happy with that one. Let's get it up here on the side. Oh, yeah. This dude's ready to go racing. Well, there you go. The Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is all finished. And like I said, I'm very happy with this build. Yeah, Scaleauto, I think you got a winner on your hands, and it's should be congratulated for that one. That's a good effort. 1/24 scale, Alfa C12. Nice work.